Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. In this episode, I'm going to do a follow-up from the last week's episode where I showed you how to model this low poly character. In this episode, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to rig it up, okay? So to do that, I got our character here and I'm going to do Shift A and then I'm going to add an armature. Now, I could do a human or whatever the case may be, but what I want to do is I just want to do a single bone. This gives you an idea of what you can do just to start up your own rig, and you can have your own parameters and everything, okay? So, now I've got my armature. So, actually, we'll just call it armature right there. But, we'll tab into edit mode. So now, okay, so now you can see that I've gotten this so that I've just like grabbed it along the z-axis. Now, I don't like the direction of that, so what I can do is that I can switch direction on this. Let's see, to do that, let's see, switch direction. There we go. Okay, now, have that go up, and now I'm going to get it so that this is always in front as far as like the camera perspective goes, right? So to do that, I'm going to check, and I'm in object right here, in front. Okay, here we go. And now, I'm going to grab this along the z-axis, and I'm going to go to about the middle of the chest right there, okay? So, this one right here, actually I'm going to grab that and put it up in the z-axis as well. Okay, I'm going to rename this bone. So this bone, I'm just going to call this base. Okay? So now, what I'll do is that from there, I'm going to start making other things. So I'm going to have the E key to extrude. Okay? And this one, I'm just going to call shoulder dot L. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing .L and not .R for right, the reason I'm doing that is because the character is facing the camera. So I'm doing opposites here. Okay? So, and in fact, I can take this a little bit more out. Okay? And then I can extrude here. And then I'm going to call this bicep.L. Okay? And then this one is going to be forearm.L. And then I'm going to extrude this. And this will be hand.L. Then I can do one for the thumb as well. So this one I'm going to call thumb .01.L. Okay. Thumb.02.L. Now I'm just going to work on the left side of the character, our right side, character's left side. And then I'm going to extrude this downward. Hip right there. Okay. now what I'm going to do is that, actually I'm going to call this one pelvis. All right. I want to keep these connected, kind of keep things in order, you know? This will be hip.l. And then we'll do thigh.l. Okay. Then I call this shin, or I could call this calf, or I just call it leg. I think I'll call it shin.l. Okay. So now, if I move over to here, all right, just this one. Do the E key. Okay. Call this heel.l. And then toe.l. Okay, there we go. Now what we're going to do is we'll start going upward. So we'll call this neck. You thought I was going to do something else special, weren't you? No, not yet. This is me being disorganized. Now we're going to get the head, finally, on that. Head. There we go. All right. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go along the side and just like adjust these along the y-axis. Doing anything like that that we need to. Okay. We want these to line up as much as we can. Okay, let's see. And then there's a little bit more that I have to do. And so what I want to do is that I want to take this, Control P, I want to keep the offset. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take all these items. I'll press C. Okay, so that should take care of all those bones. And then I'm going to have this along the 3D cursor as the pivot point. Shift D, S, X, -1. Okay, so that's the next thing I'm going to do. Now these right here, I know that I got to mirror all these names here. Okay. Let's see. Now this is something that I was able to do like a while back. Mirror names. So batch rename. Let's see what that does. Let's see. Okay. So this one, if I do L.001, change it to R. Let's see what this does. And try that again. All right, let's see. We're going to try that again. Batch rename. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we're going to do the star. We'll try this here, okay? Now, we want to change this to bones. Okay. So, we haven't quite gotten that yet, but we're getting there. Okay. So, I was hoping that would do it here. So, this is one of those things I could edit out and like re-record, but I don't want to. Okay. Batch rename. Okay. So, definitely is bones. I definitely want to do that. So now, yeah, I'll try it this way here. Try that. Not yet. Okay, so, you know what? It is what it is. Yeah, just select all these here. There we go. That's what we do. Yeah, I knew I was gonna find it. So, I hope you bore with me and didn't just like totally ghost me just now. All right. So now that that's taken care of, holy moly, wow. New stuff here, okay? You guys just saw my learning process. Not fun to do, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay. So now, if I do this, if I control tab, I'm back in object mode. Now, I'm going to take this object and I want to parent it to this object by doing control P. Now, I want to do this as armature deform with automatic weights. Okay? And then what that does is that if we go into our object data, you'll see that now we have all these vertex groups. These were not there before. Okay? So each of these vertex groups will correspond to each of the bones that we're going to deform. So now let's just look at this. And I want to have this at median point. Okay? And now you have yourself a rigged character here. Very simple, but it works, right? So, it's one of the really cool things that you can do with it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. So, now you get to have some fun animating this thing. so you get the idea here, you know? So this is the stuff that you can do to rig up a simple character. So, now that we have that all set up, you get kind of an idea of how you can do this stuff. So, we can go further into this, but I want to stop right here so that you get the idea of how you rig a character. And then let me know in the comments what you'd like to see further done on this. And let me know what you thought of this episode as well. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Put a like on here. Again, comments, they're really huge for helping me to get this to be a better channel. And so thank you so much for watching Nathan's 3D Factory. You'll have a wonderful day, okay? Thanks, guys.